You think you know what the ocean is? You don't. What exists today, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian Ocean, these are mild, mapped, understood, tamed even by comparison to what came before. There was once an ocean that covered 70% of this planet, a single body of water so vast it stretched from pole to pole, twice as wide as the modern Pacific at its equator. And what lived inside it made everything in today's ocean look like a nature reserve. Picture yourself treading water. The surface around you is warm, warmer than any ocean you have ever been in, 30 degrees Celsius, the kind of warmth that feels almost comfortable, almost inviting. The water is clear enough that you can see perhaps 20 meters down. And in those 20 meters of visibility, nothing, just open water, fading from blue to green to black. But that visibility cuts both ways. If you can see down, then whatever is below you can see up. And something below you is looking. This is Panthalassa, the superocean. 419 million years ago, during a period called the Devonian, this was the dominant body of water on Earth. There was no Atlantic, no Indian Ocean, no Mediterranean, just Panthalassa, one continuous planet-spanning body of water, bordered on one side by the supercontinent and open in every other direction as far as physics allowed. It was warmer than anything alive today. Surface temperatures regularly reach 30 to 34 degrees Celsius, nearly twice the average of modern oceans. The sea levels were higher, the currents were slower, and the chemistry of the water itself was different in ways that allowed life to grow in shapes and sizes that have no equivalent in anything swimming today. The Devonian is called the Age of Fishes, but that name undersells it badly. It wasn't just that there were a lot of fish, it's that the fish had evolved into things that the word fish barely applies to. Armored things, bladed things, things built not to survive in the ocean, but to dominate every corner of it. And one of them was the undisputed ruler of everything that swam. Here's the thing about the Devonian Ocean that should recalibrate everything you think you know about prehistoric sea life. Most people, when they imagine ancient oceans, picture something primitive, early, underdeveloped, creatures that were ancestors of the dangerous things, not dangerous things themselves. The Devonian Ocean was not underdeveloped. It had apex predators with bite forces that rival the largest crocodilians alive today. It had things that weren't fish, weren't reptiles, weren't anything with a modern name that fits. And some of them were bigger than you. And the water was so warm, so still, and so full of life that you would have absolutely no warning before one of them found you. None. Its name is Dunkleosteus. And the first thing you need to understand about it is that it had no teeth. Not because it was harmless, because it didn't need them. Instead of teeth, its upper and lower jaws were lined with interlocking bony blades, self-sharpening plates of hardened bone that worked like the world's most efficient pair of scissors. Every time it bit down, the blades ground against each other and sharpened themselves. The more it fed, the sharper it got. Its bite force has been estimated at over 21,000 pounds per square inch. For context, the saltwater crocodile, the most powerful bite in the modern animal kingdom, produces around 3,700. Dunkleosteus bit with nearly 6 times that force. It was armored. Its skull and upper body were encased in thick, interlocked, bony plates that no modern fish carries because nothing in the modern ocean ever needed to. Dunkleosteus wasn't built to hunt. It was built to end things. So, Devonian Ocean, warm water, beautiful visibility, armored apex predator with a self-sharpening jaw and the bite force of 6 crocodiles. Perfectly pleasant place for a swim. But Dunkleosteus, as terrifying as it was, at least had the decency to look like something you could categorize. Jacalopterus did not. Jacalopterus was a eurypterid, a sea scorpion. And before you picture a scorpion, understand that this one was over 9 feet long, built like a flattened torpedo, 6 sets of limbs, a segmented exoskeleton, front claws long enough to reach across a dining table. It was not an insect. It was not a crustacean. It was something evolution produced in the Silurian period, before the Devonian even began. And then apparently decided was good enough to leave largely unchanged for over 200 million years. It was fast, genuinely fast, built for pursuit in open water, not ambush, which means if Jacalopterus decided you were worth its attention, the distance between you would close whether you moved or not. And here is the detail that should disturb you most about Jacalopterus in the context of Panthalassa. It could migrate across entire oceans. Researchers have found its fossil remains on multiple continents, separated by thousands of miles of open water. It didn't stay in one place. It went wherever the ocean went, and the ocean went everywhere. Go back to the water. You are still treading the surface of Panthalassa. The water is still warm, still 30 degrees, still that deceiving, comfortable warmth. Beneath you, somewhere in those 20 meters of visibility, Dunkleosteus is a possibility. Below the visibility line, below the point where the light runs out and the water turns from green to black, Jacalopterus is a possibility. And this is the thing about Panthalassa that no modern ocean can replicate. The modern Pacific is roughly 13,000 miles wide. Panthalassa was twice that. There was no edge to swim toward, no coastline to aim for, no shallow water close enough to matter. In Panthalassa, if something in the deep decided to come up, you had nowhere to go, in any direction, for thousands of miles. Twice the width of the Pacific, self-sharpening jaws, 9-foot sea scorpions, Devonian tourism, highly underrated, would not recommend. The Devonian Ocean didn't end with a single catastrophic event. It ended the way the worst things always end. Slowly, in stages over millions of years, giving everything inside it just enough time to almost adapt before the next wave hit. Between roughly 372 and 359 million years ago, a series of extinction pulses ripped through Panthalassa. Ocean anoxia spread through the deeper water first, then the shallows, then the reefs. The coral systems that had taken tens of millions of years to construct dissolved and did not come back for another 100 million years. Dunkleosteus did not survive it. Jacalopterus's relatives were already thinning out. The ocean that had spent 60 million years building some of the most efficient killing machines in Earth's history turned those same conditions against them. Panthalassa didn't just produce monsters. In the end, it ate them too. But here is what nobody tells you about Panthalassa. We have barely explored what lived in the shallows. Everything we have talked about so far, Dunkleosteus, Jacalopterus, the anoxic extinctions, all of that happened near the surface where light still reached. Below the light, in the deep water of Panthalassa, was something else entirely, and we have almost no idea what it was. Here is the part about Panthalassa that changes everything. It didn't disappear. When Pangea began to break apart around 200 million years ago, Panthalassa didn't drain away or evaporate or vanish into geological history. It split. The land masses pushed through it, dividing it, redirecting its currents, rewriting its boundaries. The eastern half became the Atlantic. The western half, the deeper, older, larger half, became the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean, the largest body of water on Earth today, is the direct descendant of Panthalassa. The same water, the same basin, reshaped by 200 million years of tectonic movement. The deepest point on the planet, the Mariana Trench, nearly 11 kilometers straight down, sits in what was once the floor of Panthalassa. And here is what that means. The Pacific Ocean is not a new ocean. It is an ancient one wearing a different name. When you stand on a beach in California or Japan or the Philippines and look out at the Pacific, you are looking at the remains of the most terrifying ocean that ever existed. You are looking at what Panthalassa became. Stand on that beach one final time, not the Devonian shore, a modern one. Wherever you are in the world, if there is an ocean near you, stand at its edge and look out. What you are looking at has a floor that has never been fully mapped. Trenches that drop further than Everest rises. Water that has not seen light since before your species existed. Dunkleosteus is gone. Jacalopterus is gone. The creatures that made Panthalassa unsurvivable are gone. But the water is still there. The same water, the same depth, the same darkness at the bottom. The ocean didn't become safe. It just forgot what used to live in it. Enjoy your next beach holiday. The Mariana Trench is only 11 kilometers below where you'll be floating. Panthalassa didn't go anywhere. It just got a new name, lost its monsters, and waited for something foolish enough to swim in it again. Panthalassa was the ocean earth built before it knew restraint. But every ocean has a floor, and on the floors of prehistoric oceans, before Dunkleosteus, before Jacalopterus, before anything with a spine had even appeared, something else was already there. The Cambrian explosion. 541 million years ago, the moment life on Earth stopped being simple and became something else entirely. The creatures it produced make everything in this video look like an introduction. That's the next video on Veloxion, and nothing in it will have a name you recognize. Don't miss it.